was a war going on in South Central.
These Crips and Bloods have been warring for 30-odd years. One of the longest-running wars in the history of this country.
Always be someone outside that's ready to kill.
Some of you have led lives where gangs are only things of stories, movies, and sometimes the news. But in many parts of the United States, you will find gangs as an active part of the local communities. When we think of this, our minds almost always go to the people affected by gangs. But how about those that are part of it? What would their life be like? Today, we'll talk about the life of a Crenshaw Mafia gang member, Lil Hawk. First up, the Crenshaw Mafia gang started in the 1970s. The Crenshaw Mafia Bloods is perhaps one of the most notorious gangs in all of America. If you've heard of any gang at all, it's probably this one. But if you're new to the game, this gang was formed in the 1970s in Inglewood, California. It's no secret that Inglewood is the hub of all gangs in Cali. Name one place that's dominated more by a gang, we dare you. It's simply not possible. Whether you call it the Bloods or the Crips, Inglewood has it all. The gang's name came from the Crenshaw Boulevard, and they were established in the Bottoms, which is a neighborhood comprising 6 blocks having mostly duplexes or 2-story apartments. Like most gangs around that time, the Crenshaw Mafia Bloods also dominated a popular Bloods rap group, Damuritas. While this group was supposedly for all blood gangs, we mostly saw Crenshaw Mafia Blood members there. It was through Damuritas that Lil Hawk became as well known as he is today. He was one of the most prominent rappers in the group, and everyone loved his art. But this came much after. Let's go back to the time when Lil Hawk first joined. Coming up, when did Lil Hawk join the gang? Bobby Williams, better known as Lil Hawk, was born in Inglewood, California in 1973. At that time, the city wasn't as bad as it's gotten over the recent years. Many people remember 70s Inglewood as a very clean and productive community with rather strong local ties. This all obviously changed in the 80s with more locally organized street gangs gaining control, when Bobby was merely a kid. Like most gang members, Lil Hawk also got involved at a pretty young age. He was only 14 when he joined in, and his commitment to the gang was going to be lifelong. When you think about it, 14 is too young. You're barely in high school around that time. Imagine joining a Bloods gang at an age so young. What was he thinking? Why did it happen? And how did he even come about it? Now for the big one. Why'd he join? Lil Hawk may be somewhat of a celebrity when it comes to hip-hop, but as a gang member, his public profile is pretty limited, so having information on why he would join is next to impossible. But that doesn't mean we can't connect some dots here. Research tells us that people join gangs for many different reasons. Some may do it to just profit from organized crime, to put food on the table or indulge in luxury that wouldn't be affordable to them otherwise. Another reason would be to seek protection from rival gangs or just any crime at all. This is especially true for areas where the police are distrusted or just not effective. We can see why this reason may hold accurate for Inglewood. There are other motivations involved as well. Many people want that sense of family, or just some sense of identity or belonging, a feeling that they fit somewhere. Other common reasons to join range from peer pressure, intimidation, family tradition, or just the excitement that comes with risk-taking. Lil Hawk may have been attracted by any of these reasons, or all of them. But seeing as where he was raised, we feel like some motivations held up stronger than others. He grew up in Inglewood, a city laden with gang violence. You can listen to the people from the city themselves describing Inglewood as a city with all the necessary ingredients for the worst nightmare. We're sure the crime rates and lack of protection could make anyone want to reach for outside help. And over there, outside help could only be in the form of joining a gang. It's more than possible that his main motivation came from the lack of security he saw around him. As a kid of only 14, seeing so much violence around him is bound to have a lot of negative effects on his life. It's very likely for him to take the dangerous route himself. Let's take a look at his music career. Lil Hawk will go down in history as one of the best blood rappers in the history of this genre. He broke away many conventions and did some crazy things that no one thought possible. As part of Damuridas, Lil Hawk featured front and center of many of the music videos this group put out. His talent was so strong that he's remembered to this day. His flow and rap style remains unmatched by any other gang rapper. His main music mostly revolved around putting out diss tracks. You know, like most gangsta hip-hop songs go. And man, the disses he wrote, they were enough to make a grown man cry. While the man may be disrespectful, he sure can rap. That's clear enough by his work in the 2 albums that Damuridas put out in their time. He will also be remembered for his collaboration with the Crips, who are basically the biggest rivals for any Bloods gang. Seeing both rival factions collaborate on a music project was something that's rarely been seen before, and it was really refreshing. What's more, he continues to prove himself with his music even today. The man had his solo album, Red Pages, out in 2016, and it was amazing. We were treated to 18 amazing tracks, and we loved every single one of them. Sadly, we haven't listened to him after that, and we don't know if we ever will. Moving on, behind all this, there's another side to the guy. We know what you're thinking by clicking on this video. As soon as you hear the word gang member, your mind instantly has some prejudices set. You're in here expecting to hear a lot about some gruesome man with messed up values and no care for any other human being, right? Don't try to deny it, it's just how it works. But contrary to what you'd think, humans aren't all black and white. No one can be completely evil, and Lil Hawk wasn't either. There was another side to him, one of empathy and compassion. At the end of the day, these people were just looking to survive in the chaos that went around them. That didn't mean they didn't care. Lil Hawk showed a lot of emotions in his song, and not all of them were related to anger or dissing people. He wrote many songs as a tribute to those who lost their lives to gang wars. The most famous one was I Wish You Were Here. One of the lyrics from the song goes, "Now my loved one's gone and they never coming back." And it just shows how deeply affected the rapper was by everything that went down in the 90s. Finally, where is he now? The fates of gang members are rarely ever happy. A lot of them lose their lives to attacks by rival gangs and those who don't get caught by the law. Even if they try to get away, they can't. As for Lil Hawk, this man was accused and charged for murder last year and is currently in jail at the California Correctional Facility. The future looks pretty bleak for him, but there is some good news for his well-wishers. Bobby is up for parole this year, and there's a good chance of him getting his freedom soon. If all goes well, we could see him free. Maybe even back to making music. Who knows? Fingers crossed. That's a wrap on this video. What do you think of Lil Hawk's journey so far? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.